PLAYBAW podcast.
Also, like, I've become a lot more introverted, which is the downside of doing all these events. Is like,
No, yeah, I feel
people
you.
have let me down, so it's just kind of made me like,
Oh, dude, it's
Yeah.
like you're just describing like me coming up in the same town, the
Yeah.
same age. It's like you
Yeah.
got to do everything yourself. We were talking about it earlier. It's
Mhm.
like you want to be this wholesome, like loving, creative
Yes.
spirit, but it's like the
Yes.
world exists and like capitalism exists, and like you want to get things done. And if you're, there's a lot of people that just don't get things done. And, you want to get bigger and better things done. And those things take trust and help and networking and platforming and all these things. So it's like, I feel you, dude. Like, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
I had someone try to charm our way into like being a sponsor for us, and they sponsored a few events for us at Mid City. They bought it out, but then they started to disrespect me because they started getting jealous. And then so I like pulled a stunt, and I didn't know that it would get them banned from sponsoring us by that venue. And so they got banned. So like I have issues with people now like doing stuff because like honestly, like if you're true to what you'll do, you'll see it all the way through. Even if shit gets hot, if there's hot water, you'll still stand on who you are as a performer. Because some of the shows get a little crazy, and and if you were trying to ride that wave, you're gonna like. That's where impure intentions like ruin shit. You get what I'm saying? Like
Totally.
Something about all these things that people have been saying for hundreds of thousands of years. I don't care what you believe, Bible, Gita. They all kind of say something about like do the pure thing. Like
Yeah, it's gonna manifest itself.
Yeah.
For sure. Like
that's how I see it.
It's I don't want to say it's refreshing or enlightening to hear you say those things, but it very much so is, because I definitely have my own experience with that.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think it's this thing that's going to happen that we can't stop. It's about how you handle it.
Yeah.
Stand on business.
Yeah, stand on it. And don't get violent with it either.
Well,
Just be cool.
I think violence is unnecessary in a lot of cases. It does happen. But the thing about it is like when stuff happens, if you're not involved in it, you wasn't there, like you don't know what happened.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing right there. I've been involved in some situations that got out of control quick, and it's like you see like a shitstorm in like the local social media, and it's like, bro, none of y'all was there.
Yeah.
You don't know what you really talking about.
Yeah.
Like be easy,
Yeah, and
you like clearly gotta like you want that person to get in trouble or whatever. It's like, come on, man.
Most people
that's why I can't have nothing.
see through the tornado. I would consider a lot of like discourse to be similar to a tornado. Like the people even in the discourse can't even see through it. So what makes you think that you are an outsider? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, there was a good piece of advice from Matt from Yes We Can. Well, he's
Yeah.
older than me. He's the elder wise man. And he was just like, he understands, the current climates of just how things are. But he's like, I think a lot of younger folks don't learn how to like form relationships, whether they're romantic or like business. It's like people are just after one thing. We've been taught to be so individual.
That's my issue right now. Like I know I dress like this, but like again, like we still be as individual as you want, but think about what you're really doing.
Like conflict resolution, like people don't know conflict resolution.
Yeah.
It's a learned skill. Like my mama says it all the time. She's like, I didn't teach you conflict resolution. It's like, well, that's the whole single mom, single son dynamic. Like you learn a lot of things on your own, and they don't. Just whether they want to lay claim. It's hard to understand as a woman raising a child that he learns his masculinity himself, and don't take that away. So conflict resolution to me was learned, and like it took me a while, but like I think overall it is a issue whenever you have like a mass amount of people trying to do things and trying to be this inclusive society, and it's musically, and it's like one bad thing happens and it's like that person's toxic. Let's go on social media and fucking out them and this and that. It's like, bruh, none of this is productive.
Compassion for others.
Compassion.
Rehabilitation.
You did say that earlier. I'm glad you said
rehabilitation too. People who mess up can be better people in the future.
100%.
I think we should always have faith that there's just a world of, we're animals. So people are going to do things. Traumatized people are going to do traumatized things. And it's like,
understanding.
You read the 4 Agreements before?
Repeat that.
It's called the 4 Agreements.
No.
Shit kind of changed my life. But the book has a part where it says don't take anything like personally. Even if someone does the most angry shit, they're just trying to spread their poison somewhere. And that person happens to be you. But
yeah, what can... And then, you know, in certain cases, what can be excused as incompetence or whatever, shouldn't be taken as malice or whatever, or just a misunderstanding. I had a situation this week similar where I probably took it a little more personal than it needed to, but in my framing and in my experience, I could see no other way. Yeah. But in the long run, I just needed couple of days to mull it over and to see what was going to happen, and it ended up fine.
The waiting part can be the hardest part, though.
It's all part of it.
Yeah,
it sucks, but it's all part of it.
It is
like you said, the hot kitchen or whatever, that's just all part of it. You're not going to be able to make a beautiful, you're not going to be able to nourish yourself without fire. You know what I'm saying?
In a way I kind of don't.
Well, you're not going to be able to make food. You're not going to get in the kitchen. You need a kitchen. It needs to be hot in order to make food, in order to live. So it's all part of it. You know, that bad, is part of it. Like you say, we are animals. This is nature. Certain shit got to happen for you to exist.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're watching this and you don't like the way you've been before, this is a moment to forgive yourself.
Well, the opening promo to this whole era was called Giving Myself Grace.
Yeah.
This whole experience of this era of me as a person and as an artist has been learning to give myself grace. I struggled with the definition of that word for a long time, but I knew it meant something that I wanted to know.
Okay.
And I knew it meant something I could benefit from.
Yeah.
So it's been a long-term goal of mine to kind of discover that and figure out what that means. And so much more of it is you can't learn what it means if you don't give yourself grace. You learn how to give yourself that grace.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's crazy how that can be the hardest struggle in someone's life.
Yeah. That
messes everything else up. If you're just you don't even know how to sit down and just sit. That is hard for me. I started trying yoga and stuff.
Oh yeah, just I like working out, with weights kind of still in a spot. That's meditation for me now. Just because I used to be really interested in Buddhism, and I used to go to the temple, but meditation is kind of well, I can't lie. I do get a lot of time to meditate on those front steps as a valet. What they saying?
This convo file.
Can I read the chat? Can I see this here? Hey, Armstead, what's up, man?
What's up, Michael Armstead?
ADD Beats. I think I know who that is.
Yeah, that's
from here.
One of my partners. Yeah. He's a producer. You definitely know him.
He makes soul beats sometimes, huh? Yeah, he's really good for sure. And so is Michael. Some of his newest songs are really good. Yeah.
So giving yourself grace because you get to the root of things.
Yeah.
You get to the root of things and why you may project poison out. And you also that enables you to learn what other people are going through. Because we do live in you gotta have this interface of knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows what they're doing.
And trying to be correct. Or,
exactly.
Political, I guess.
It's all down in the record now for everything you ever comment and all that.
Yeah, it's just why? I don't know, grace. Yeah, you can paint someone to be any type of way, but I don't think we really know how anyone truly is unless you live with them, But again, you still don't know that person all the way. You know?
Exactly.
How they feel deepest inside. And that's why people make art. That's why people make music. That's why. Actually, an art critique class just now, which I just got back from.
Dude, you just came from school.
Yeah. They were talking about how you need an artist statement and how half of art school is about like having a description about your work and like defending it, which as a musician, that's crazy to us because we're just like out the gate. Like, I hope you love it. And I don't have to say much more. Like, interviews are just a plus with musicians.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole White Dirt thing was meant to be a platform and like the mothership.
Yeah.
You know, most people, the majority of the people won't watch this. The majority of people are going to be exposed to this through an Instagram reel or a TikTok or something like that.
Yeah.
But out of those people, you hope 10 of them might come and watch the full interview or whatever. And then even there's even another step to it to this. So I chop these into YouTube segments.
Like the shorts?
There's the shorts, and then I even chop them into just like, let's say it's a 45-minute thing where I have sections. I chop up each section. So there might be chopped into 10-minute
like
sections.
chapters?
If you just want to hear one topic.
Chapters.
You don't want to listen to the whole show. Then there's going to be another realm that goes all the way through. So it's like a filtering system, and it's an ecosystem.
Yeah. I live with like an influencer right now, so I see her do all this, making merch, doing all this stuff, making sales. Like, I'm behind it all, and it's just kind of like a whole different world that, honestly, that's what helped me come out the gate. Like, dating a influencer who's successful at it. It's just
you're like an old soul, so like navigating this space, you know. You're like one of those. You're like I'm always liking you, John Frusciante.
Yeah.
A dude who quit the most popular band that in the world that he helped make so popular twice, and come back 3 times.
Yeah. John Klinghoffer.
Yeah, well, he kind of like, that was his doing, you know, because they were in a band together called Ataxia.
Yeah.
If you're hip to Ataxia, I got to put you on Ataxia. That's Frusciante, Klinghoffer on drums, and Joe Lally.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, he was in Fugazi. He was the
okay.
He's the bassist from Fugazi.
Cool.
So it's those 3 guys in a band.
Do you want to do a lightning round? Just like name artists off we've been listening to.
Yeah, go
All
first.
Right. Eve Toomer.
Spooky Black.
Erykah Badu.
Guap Mizzle.
Eddie Hazel.
Lightning round means go quick. Thunderbolt.
Roy Ayers.
Ooh. Yeah. The Blackbirds.
Donald Byrd.
Neil Young.
Fela Kuti.
Ray LaMontagne.
Les Claypool.
The Weeknd.
Frank Ocean.
Black Oak, Arkansas.
Brent Faiyaz.
Joan Baez.
Joni Mitchell.
You stole my next one. A few more. S. Bjorn Finson Trio.
Fouché.
Wayne Toops and the Zydeco Ramblers.
Frickin' Hot Fudge.
Hot Chip.
Is that a group? What are they?
It's like what's that? LCD sound system type stuff.
I love LCD sound system.
Don't get me. Look, if someone in the chat knows how they sound better than I do, I don't know them that well. I remember they were big when I was in like early college, and like they came to like Voodoo Fest. That was a good thing about going to college in New Orleans. There was a bunch of cool stuff like that. I remember my freshman year, huge, like life-changing thing in like late high school. Yeah, Mars Volta.
Mars Volta, a band I still need to check out. A band I still am to check out.
I'll put you on
because I know they do proggy shit.
Well, so my older brother, I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
So shout out Turk Tom, who's literally a day older than me.
What?
Yeah, different
That's
moms, same dad,
That's
a day older than me.
incredible.
He's in different signs. He's June 21st. He's a Gemini, and I'm June 22nd in Cancer. Cusper boys. You know, you got to know a little bit about astrology, or at least how to bullshit if you're going to be a MILF hunter.
Oh yeah, or just shoot the shit.
You gotta be open
be able
to
to
it.
shoot
She
the
can have her rocks. I can have my wrestling.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god, I got that.
My older.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
My older brother, he's like 8 years older than me. He knew I was into John Frusciante. And he's like, "You like John Frusciante? Check this band out." And I was like, "Okay, no, Mars Volta."
Oh my.
No, I couldn't name a Hot Chips song. I just was trying to do the gimmick.
Yeah.
But no, and he's like, John Frusciante featured on one of these albums. I was like, no shit. So that was the MySpace days, man. So like I remember getting into Mars Volta, and it's like not as easy listening as like John Frusciante, but like, you know, your Wikipedia, your YouTube, you're doing all the research, especially when you're like 18, 19, you're like full of P&V. That's all you care about. And it's like,
I'm still there.
That's great, dude.
I don't know what PMV is, but
Piss and vinegar. Like I was actually off the top of my head, I freestyled the "You Don't Know Jack" thing.
That was great.
And I was like wondering if like your age group people would know what that even means.
Do we know what that means?
Good, man. Because there's like the other day at work, I found like this old marketing stuff from like the 80s probably.
Yeah.
Do you know who Ernest is? Like Ernest Goes to Jail, stuff like that. Yeah, see, that's crazy.
don't.
Nobody like knows who that is now.
Ernest.
Play ball chat. Do you know who Ernest is? You know, like, you know what I mean, Vern? It was a guy named Jim Varney, and he did the voice for the Slinky Dog in Toy Story.
Oh, okay.
But he had this character he played that had like a super successful line of movies and merch and TV shows and all kind of stuff back in like the early 90s, late 80s.
Is that Ernest?
Ernest.
Well,
back to Mars Volta. They came to Voodoo Fest my freshman year, and I remember we had a college football game that day in the Dome, which I played in.
Yeah.
And jetted with my buddy, who is no longer with us, RIP, and we jetted to City Park, and I remember seeing Mars Volta. I didn't know a fucking song they played, but I was just like,
yeah,
I didn't know like how to act, because I saw a YouTube video where he was like fussing at people for moshing, and he's like, "You're just doing what you see on MTV. Don't just do what you see on TV." And like I was like, so I didn't like. I was like at the show trying not to like. I didn't know how to be, man.
Yeah. You were just like in the middle. You were just kind of like half dancing, half not dancing, maybe.
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn, bro, you kind of killed the vibe. I'm going to see an artist who actually did a recreation of their whole vibe. Lil Yachty. Did you hear his new album?
No, I haven't
It's
yet.
a rock album, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I heard
It's really good.
about it and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
usually just kind of let it fade out of what everybody's talking and go check it out eventually.
Yeah.
To get away from all the like opinion.
the hype. Yeah.
The
What
hype,
they say, don't believe the hype. It's a great record, though. Yeah, I mean it. It's called Let's Start Here, and I'm excited to go see that this next week. And I don't see many shows anymore because I have to perform a lot. But
I know the grind.
sometimes it's like you got to see those artists doing that thing that you really want to see done.
I mean,
live.
Go look. You know, you see artists going to other artist shows, big artists, and it's like, yeah, everybody like we're all in this shit because we love music. We just spent half hour talking about the things that we love. Like, hopefully that never, because there has been, times where recently, before this era, where I was like, I don't listen to music anymore. People are like, what you been listening to? It's like, I don't listen to music. I like bump like YouTube videos and like podcasts, wrestling podcasts and shit. And like I got so deep into like filmmaking that I was like, I just didn't ever really bump music. And it's like,
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe it's just that maybe I see it from a different perspective, because all I like to do is kind of like music related in a way.
Yeah.
Or chilling.
I'm back into it, you know.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Getting back
Yeah.
into like creating has helped me, and getting back into like trying to get back to my roots.
Yeah, it's important to get back to your roots at some point or another, because
Absolutely.
I don't know, they just made you and you're kind of comfortable there, but it's also very foreign because you're like, whoa, this is.
It's not how you remember it.
No.
But it shouldn't be. It's not supposed to be.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. It really is. You know, it's classic for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your roots for a reason.
Well, it's like the word special. You know, like things are special because they're special. If
Yeah.
they weren't, then they wouldn't be called special.
No, not at all.
PLAYBAW Podcast.